Oh, thank you.
Hey everyone, before we get this episode started, also, I wanted to sound like a YouTuber, that's why I started off with, hey everyone, like, subscribe below. You know how YouTubers are. Okay, but before we get started, I want y'all to know we are going extra big with the All-Star season of Vulnerability Time podcast. So, guess what? We got video podcast. So, click in the episode description below if you wish to watch the video of the podcast as well. It'll be a YouTube link, so you can go ahead and get it going and get watching it. Make sure to follow, like, subscribe below. Such a YouTuber, right? Anyways, folks, enjoy the episode. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Vulnerability Time. I am your host, Josiah Averill. And sorry, Andrew, I just was like, why did I do that? That's so stupid. This is your host, Josiah Averill. And we're back with another episode of Vulnerability Time. We'll be talking about chasing dopamine and tons of other stuff, I'm sure, because we have our special guest, All-Star Andrew. It's been since season 1 since Andrew's been on here, but his episode was well received, so we had to bring him back for the All-Star season. Thank you for being here again, Andrew. Andrew, how does it feel being an All-Star?
Dude, it feels great. I didn't think my episode would be received that well. Yeah, no, it's awesome. I'm glad to be back. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Oh, we thank you for being here. Okay, so it's been like a year and a half since you've been on the podcast, and so I understand you have a couple updates for us. You
I have
you
a
started
few.
a new job or something like that?
I have a few. I have a new job. Wasn't really happy at the last one, so got a new job. I really enjoy what I do, and with a pay raise, that's always good.
Oh, we love that.
Yes, but the main thing is I feel a lot happier with this job. I feel more satisfied with this job. So it's the main message there.
Yeah, when the satisfaction and the pay rate agree with each other.
Oh, it's great.
There you go. That's awesome, dude. Seriously, because like having to, I'm not gonna get all into that. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna go all into that because I was gonna say something on having to leave a job when you're not satisfied.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I was gonna say something, but honestly, I'm just glad that you were able to do that, because I know a lot of people aren't able to do that right now, and it sucks being in that predicament where it's you want to leave. It's just finding a job that you'll be satisfied with and with the pay raise can be difficult, but once it is accomplished, it's amazing, isn't it, Andrew?
It's great. Once it's accomplished, it's amazing.
Yes.
And it's hard because you never know what's going to be on the other side. Am I leaving? Would I enjoy this job more? I don't know. It just kind of lucked out for me that I do enjoy. Yeah. I enjoy this job more. I enjoy the culture at the company more. So.
Oh yeah, that's important too. The culture.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. What? I'm sure they're paying you more than $75, right?
Oh my gosh, so much more.
Yeah.
It's great.
That was a little inside joke, folks. I'm not. His last job was not paying him $75. It's an inside joke. Oh, $75 a year.
I'll do it for free.
Oh right. You're a mess. Okay, so Andrew, today we'll be talking about chasing motherfucking dopamine. Chasing dopamine. See, that thing can go that topic can create a discussion for many, many, many things. So what does chasing dopamine mean to you?
It's just finding finding something that I enjoy doing that creates dopamine. I guess that's the whole point of it, is finding things that create dopamine. And so it's just finding different avenues to do that, different hobbies, different activities that you do. Like my girlfriend and I, we love traveling. So I never thought that I would like traveling, but who knew, right?
Who knew?
But yeah, it's something we look forward to. We try to do something new every weekend. So it just kind of helps us get through the work week.
Yeah. Okay. See, that's actually really interesting, because usually when I talk about chasing dopamine on here, my perspective is very, I don't want to say negative, but it's very, I focus on the bad things about chasing dopamine. For example, like a porn addiction, like
yes.
Yeah, so but to hear like the good aspects of it, the pros and cons, to hear the pros, I think that's amazing. That's why like my face did that. I was like, I didn't even think about that. I was just like, it's like chasing dopamine. Like, who knows, you might find out that you really like something, like you said, traveling. That's pretty cool.
Right, but like, I mean, like you said, like even mentioning like a porn addiction, like there's always you can always go overboard, so that's one of the cons. It's very easy to chase it and get it and form an addiction, and just, I need more of it, I need more of it, I need more of it. Mm-hmm. So you need to balance it. So that's why we like to only do it on the weekends. Travel, that is, not porn. We don't do porn. We like to travel on the weekends.
We don't judge here.
Hey, if that's what you're into, more power to you. But
Andrew's like, hey.
Anyway, the link to our OnlyFans is below, and
I miss Andrew, y'all. What the hell? I miss him. I miss you, dude. Seriously.
Dude, it's been so long.
Man, seriously. Like, I just forgot how great, like, our humor is just
right there.
We got some great humors, man. I'm gonna start sending you more, like, effed up funny stuff on Instagram.
Hell yes. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of it, okay? Like, I got a lot. Like, my algorithm is filled with just motivational things, honest things, mental health related things. But there is that just 1 to 2 pages that I do follow that are just effed up funny.
Yep.
And I will make sure to share those with you.
Yes.
Love a good laugh. So, a point that you had mentioned is kind of like, the dopamine in moderation. Talk a little bit more about that. Like, have you seen any areas in your life? Because I know I've seen some in my life where I kind of like, it was, I was overdoing the chasing the dopamine. It doesn't necessarily mean just porn addiction. It can mean just like any other thing that eventually becomes unhealthy for your body or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Thoughts?
So in college, my senior year, I drank a lot, a lot of alcohol, and I've since cut back. Good things are happening.
Yeah,
I still feel like I'm addicted to food. I don't know if it's a healthy relationship or an unhealthy relationship. In college, I was on Vyvanse, so I was never hungry. So
Vyvanse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Good old Vyvanse. So I was never hungry, never ate. So I don't think I had a good relationship with food necessarily. And now there's an old saying. It's like, well, like with college athletes, they'll be like, well, they stopped being an athlete, but they kept eating like one. That's about what's happening. Like I still feel like I eat a lot. I eat a lot of unhealthy things. So that is currently but it fills me with dopamine. So I'm like, this is great,
Yeah. this is the thing. This is funny, and this is something I had learned in class. Is humans are naturally addicted to what we need to survive. So we are all addicted to. Well, I don't want to say all, because some people, I mean, like me, like it's really hard to get me to eat. But let's just, like, for example, people being hungry. There we go. Us needing water. That is an addiction. It's just not seen as necessarily an addiction, but that is an addiction. Is needing water. You know, when you get thirsty, you know there has to be some type of liquid going inside the body. You know.
Pause.
I'm childish. I'm a child. Man, us Gen Zs, man. What goes on with our brains, man? I don't know if you're trying to be just vulnerable, and then there I go being a Gen Z.
It's that 1% of the algorithm. That's what it is.
It's that 1%. Thank you for having my back. But yeah, so it's just, and then when we're hungry, like that's when, okay, like, yeah, we know that we need food. And that's the thing, it's just like, when it comes to certain things, addiction can look different. And so usually when people are like eating a lot, you know, people then label that as addiction. But really, it's just like we've had it all along. It just looks different. You know, there's healthy addiction and then there's unhealthy addiction, you know, and fun fact, just because someone like eats a lot, that doesn't mean necessarily it's an unhealthy addiction. It's really complex. I don't know all of this stuff, but it's something like interesting. Something interesting because like addiction is not just like action based. There's also the complexities in the brain. You know, yeah, and so that's why like they say like with a lot of addictions, our society, we're just quick to call something an addiction, you know, which technically we're not wrong, but there are a lot of like, you know, addictions. There we go. Like, what society would define as an addiction are a lot of times what a professional needs to say. Okay, yeah, that's an addiction. You know, not all the time, but it's just like a lot of the time, you know, people are thinking they're addicted, but really they're not. You know, fun fact, I know that's something like really off topic and really random, but it's something that I learned in like my addictions class. So, fun fact to that, everyone is addicted. We're addicted to oxygen. We're addicted to it. We're literally addicted to oxygen. You know, you just don't hear people say, "Oh, you're addicted to breathing too much oxygen," necessarily. You know, but it's humans our addictions are just. How about this? Addiction is less about addiction, but more about survival and more about a form of sanity. Like that's what addiction, the root of it is. Fun fact. Got to learn that in class. Yeah, dude, I hear you. And then like with the like, I'm sorry, I forgot what I was gonna say. You know what? I completely interrupted you. I cannot believe that.
No,
I'm so sorry.
You were good. I had made my point.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I just thought that was like, you know, really interesting for folks out there to maybe take it easy on yourself, because maybe you don't have addiction. Society's definition of addiction. There we go. Maybe we don't have society's definition of addiction. Who knows?
Maybe.
I don't know, but you know, the complex, actual, just essence of addiction every human has if they're still living on this earth.
There's a lot of nuances to it.
A lot of nuances. I don't know what that means. I mean, what that word means. I'm going to be honest with you. I just like the way it sounds. You know.
I don't know if I used it right. I think it's like a lot of like moving parts. Like,
oh, okay.
It's very fluid.
Yeah.
Where like if you can't label. It's not black and white basically. Like there's a lot
Okay,
of gray area.
Boom, boom.
That's how I was using it. Don't know if it's right.
You know what? We used our context clues. We get the principle of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We love it, Andrew. We love it. We love a good context clues.
Love context clues.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if you don't mind talking a little bit more about like you mentioned like you drank alcohol a lot in college.
Mm-hmm.
So did you ever like, and this is just a question that I just genuinely have, because I mean I've drank alcohol, and I've also was on Vyvanse for a while. I hated Vyvanse. I was on it as like a kid growing up in like elementary and middle school. I freaking hated it, and I couldn't eat.
It was rough. I was on Vyvanse all through high school and all through college.
Yeah.
And a little bit into my first job, and I didn't eat. I was always pissed off for some reason, and it was weird.
Would you say kind of like irritable in a way?
Yes,
Yeah,
incredibly irritable.
Vyvanse can do that.
Yes.
Apparently, when someone's on Vyvanse for a long time, or on a stimulant for a long time, excuse me, that it can create irritability eventually.
Yes. Yeah, it was
Same.
rough.
Same.
Yep.
Same here, Andrew.
So rough.
Okay, so based on that statement of, a lot of the times addiction is less about addiction and more about a form of sanity, or more about a form of survival. I mean, a way of survival. Would you say that, like when you were drinking in college, that it gave you some form of sanity or some way of survival, whether it was like a coping mechanism or like it just,
Oh yeah, definitely. It was definitely more of a coping mechanism than anything. I was stressed a lot, and then I mean, a lot of times because I was also cooped up in the house for COVID too. Like that COVID hit right then, like right after I graduated. So like it was also just a way to pass the time, and then all that stress, all that alcohol fixed it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
It doesn't. In the long run, it doesn't. But it
right in that moment, it's just
in that moment, it's great. Yeah.
Yeah. We're trying to like survive in that moment. You know what I mean? And that's also the two things. One, alcohol consumption, the percentage skyrocketed during the pandemic.
Did it really?
Yeah.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, honestly, it's not surprising. We didn't know who knew what to do. Like that's a lot of stress because we were like that's something that we only see in the movies. Like people stuck on a ship because they have to quarantine. Things like that. Yeah. So I mean, when the pandemic was something like when it just became like huge on the media, when they started locking everything down, for those first few weeks, that was kind of scary, and the fact that they're saying, oh, you have to stay inside. And when they also said, oh, we're just stay inside for 2 weeks and then society will open back up again. That's scary. I mean, what else are we to do?
That was a long 2 weeks too.
Yeah.
Like it was oh man. Yeah.
Fuck COVID, right?
Yeah.
Fuck 2020.
It was so bad. Like I lived my apartment was right next door to a gas station. And the gas station clerk knew my name because I would just go in and get beer. Like every other day I was like 2 12-packs. Like just
Yeah. Something that I learned, and I just loved this. I'm glad I took that mental health class because it was also mental health and addictions. It was both of them together and both of them exclusively. So we were able to learn about both of them together, and then both of them, as just their own individual identities or aspects. So it just helped me have a lot more grace on myself and just on the way of thinking about the word addiction. It's just like genuinely many people are just doing the best that they could in that moment with what they had. You know, because at the end of the day, as great as it would be for us to do everything the right way and have all the healthy coping mechanisms. I mean, um, a lot of people, well, how the body does work is, it can do something in the moment that it knows will be bad for it in the long run, but the body is like, it's just trying to survive in the now. It's
Mhm.
just like, let me do what I need to do, you know, so I can survive better now. It's not
Right.
thinking, oh, you know, this could harm me long term. It's not thinking that, and honestly, like, it's understandable why the body's not really thinking about long term. Because, like, you're in this stressful moment. You're just trying to survive. You're doing the best you fucking can. If we could turn things on and off like a light switch, if we could just turn off the stress of a beginning of a fucking pandemic, we would have done that.
Yeah.
If we could just do that, we would have done that, you know? But yeah, I like how you mentioned that, you know, there's a lot more reality to actions that we do, and there's a lot more reality to those realities because we all have a very complex brain and a very complex body that works together, and they also can work against each other.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So it's just like very, very complex. I don't know. Thanks for sharing that. You know, good to hear that. You know, it's just like honestly, like chasing like dopamine. You know, I feel like I think it's just, well, I don't want to say I think, I know it's just a form of sanity and or survival.
Hmm.
Yes, because, you know, and I hear that sanity part because what the fuck? What the fuck was 2020, man? That shit was
It was
bogus.
shit
Fucking
was
bogus. Fuck
fucked
that
up.
year. Hated it. Everything happened in there. But yeah, like I remember, I'm just gonna share this and just be vulnerable. Like I remember during the pandemic, and I didn't do this long, but there was this one medication that was kind of like going against me, and so I, you know, took myself off of it. And what I did to cope was I took like 5 or 6 Tylenol. Yeah, and it numbed me. It
Mm.
just made me feel numb, and I liked that better than what I was already feeling, because there was already enough stress with the fact that it's a fucking pandemic. This shit's only supposed to happen in movies, you know,
Yeah.
type of stress. So I remember I did that, you know, and my body couldn't handle it then because when I was 15 and I tried to like and I had an attempt, I took like I think 5 or 6 strong Tylenol PMs, and mind you, like my body then I weighed like 90 something pounds. But I was 15. I was very, very, very scrawny. Shit like that. I was all over the place. But yeah, but you know now, and by now I mean you know in 2020. Yeah, I took. It was like a lower dosage of Tylenol. It wasn't like the extreme dosage that I had when I was 15. But the point is, I took 5 or 6. Obviously, I was not in any pain to have to take the medicine, you know.
Hmm.
I took it because I was like, maybe this might make me feel something better. So I chased that form of sanity and in that moment, survival, because it was just a very stressful year. And I'm sure we all know that there was a lot of dark things that have happened to people.
Hmm.
And I just
A
was
lot.
trying to, yeah, I was trying to stay in the light. And there was this one lady, she came to my class, she's a recovering addict, and she was saying how her using crack also saved her life while it was killing her. And I was like, bingo.
That. Yeah.
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 Yeah. You're
Yeah.
amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just love that. I love that. Just the face of just like, yeah, I love that. That's amazing. Yeah, but when she said that, I mean, it's like I already had that like idea. It's just I never could word it as great as she could.
Like
I never
it's
could
a
word it.
wild statement to say the least, but like it makes perfect sense.
Right. Yeah, it's just like. So I think I love how you started this episode. Even it's basically just showing that there are pros and cons to the whole chasing dopamine thing. Like there are pros and cons to many things,
Hmm.
many freaking things. Um, yeah, and cool to know that you were on Vyvanse as well, growing up. I hated that. Like, I remember once I got off Vyvanse, and I took myself off Vyvanse.
Hmm.
I didn't have
I
any.
did too.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't have any, like withdrawal effects. But I remember when I got off Vyvanse for like 2 years straight, I ate so much.
Yep.
I mean, rightfully so. I mean, people don't understand these damn stimulants. I'm not opposed to them. I wouldn't take them anymore. That's just me because it took away my appetite. And it took away
So
my sleep. And the crash was hard.
one of the cool things about Vyvanse, I will say, this is me putting my chemist hat on. Uh, the chemical structure of Vyvanse is almost the exact same as methamphetamine, except like one bond is flipped, and that bond makes it less addictive.
Oh. Oh, we're
Or maybe
learning
that's
today,
Adderall.
folks.
Anyway, one of the stimulants is like basically methamphetamine, except for one flip, and it's less, and that makes it less addictive.
Wow. Fuck. Interesting.
Yeah.
Love that. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Were you also on like Adderall as well?
No, I was just on Vyvanse.
Okay, gotcha.
That was the only one I've been on,
Yeah.
thankfully. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if I can handle Adderall. At least Vyvanse was like slow release, so I could like ease into it. Adderall was just like wall. And I'm like, oh god. So I don't know if I could handle that.
And as quickly and as hard as it, I'm trying not to say something that's gonna sound inappropriate. As hard as it, yeah, wow. As hard as it comes on, it's just as hard as it gets off. So it's just like when that
Once it hits, it hits. Like
it hits, yeah.
and then the crash is just as fast.
I mean, just terrible. But yeah, I like it because like I had started on Adderall first, and then they switched me to Vyvanse because Vyvanse gave me a small amount more appetite than Adderall did.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean literally like fucking small amounts. I'm not even joking, like small amounts. Like it just but yeah, I remember when I got off Vyvanse, I ate. And the thing is, like, I always had a very high metabolism, so it didn't matter what I ate, because I did not always eat healthy. Okay, I only had to eat healthy for a year and a half because I was in track and cross country. But other than that, like, being off, Vyvanse, it made me, I ate so much. Like, I just ate and ate and ate. And no one could tell because I didn't gain any fucking weight. In fact, I lost weight, but, yeah. And apparently that's really common when they come off of a stimulant that they've been on for long periods of time. Because stimulants suppress appetite, which has obviously its pros and cons. But we eat.
Oh yeah.
We will eat. It seems like the longer that you're on it, the longer that like I was on it for like years. So for like 2-3 years after that, I just ate. So I'm just like, if I was on it for like 15 years, I'm sure that maybe I'll just be eating for like 5 years. But I don't know. I ate a lot, just out of nowhere. I was just eating,
Yep.
and I loved it. Let me tell you, I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it, honestly. I did not hate it.
It's
I was
great.
just like, I love me some good food. I love me a red velvet cake too.
Mine is cookie dough. I will fuck up some cookie dough.
Tear it up. And Andrew, when's your birthday?
It is July 21st.
Oh, never mind. Just kidding. 'Cause I make the best red velvet cookies and red velvet cakesters. I make the best. And trust me, I used to hate red velvet until I made my cookies. And not one person has said that they were awful. So I was like, let me make you some for your birthday. Just kidding, no, it's in July. I'll forget by then.
Yeah, we got ADHD now. We're unmedicated ADHD now.
There we are. Oh, yes, I love that because like our last episode in season 1, when we were talking about the topic, and then by the end of the episode, we were talking about Monsters Inc. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Do you remember that? Monsters University. I love that. I still, if you go back and listen to some episodes in season 2 and 3, I still mention that as like a comfort to people that you can literally be so like free flowing here. Like there's no pressure. I literally mentioned our episode. I'm like, one episode with my dude. Listen, we're talking about the topic, and then by the end we ended in Monsters University for some fucking reason. But guess what?
Like, how'd we get there? I don't know.
I don't fucking know. But guess what? We got there, and people loved you, and you were requested to be back on here. So I'm like, yeah, fucking look at us now. We're I don't know. We love the ADHD mindset, man.
Love the ADHD.
We love it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I mean, I'm just loving everything that you did mention about chasing dopamine, to start, because honestly, it helped remind me, do not be too hard on myself about it. Like seriously, like it's okay, but like you had said, overdoing it is when it can become a problem.
Yes.
And I needed to hear that, because me personally, I would say I don't want to say I relapsed in my porn addiction, but like I'm not like sober in it.
Yeah.
But I just hearing what you said, it helped me give grace on myself. Okay, so I'm just like, okay, if I mess up, if I miss the mark like once or twice this week, I did the best I could.
Yeah, I
didn't overdo it, and that's a fucking win. Because I can overdo it.
Yeah.
I know. Everyone knows on my podcast. They know I've got a problem.
I mean, it's the same thing as like smoking cigarettes. Like that's why they have the nicotine gum. It's so you can like wean off of it. Stopping cold turkey is one of the hardest things in this life to do.
Yeah, and it's detrimental.
Yes.
Did you know that? It's really bad for the brain to cold turkey things. I was like, what the fuck?
That's why you have to, like, if you're on like antidepressants, like I am, you have to like wean off of them. You have to wean off of them. Woo! We love the Vyvanse to antidepressants pipeline.
Which ones are you on? Which antidepressants are you on?
I'm on Lexapro.
The same one. Oh, Lexapro. Okay.
Yeah.
I was on Lexapro for one day. It made my throat close up.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Yeah, it made my throat close up, bro. It felt like my body was just hurting, but my mind my mind felt a type of peace that I didn't have because I was so fucking depressed. So I was like debating. I was like, should I stay on it? But then, my nurse practitioner and psychiatrist was like, there's plenty more options.
There's a lot more options.
So I was like, okay, great, good. Because, I just was allergic to something in Lexapro. But other medications in its family I wasn't allergic to, so it was weird.
Weird.
So they're like, we don't know what the fuck it is. I was like, I don't know what the fuck it is. I'm just glad I'm on what I'm on now.
Oh well.
Yeah, so we love that. Yeah. Like I do know there's the point in alcoholism where if the person literally tries to cold turkey themselves, they literally die.
Yeah. Like,
yeah. So there comes a point in alcoholism, and everyone's different. Everyone has their own tolerances, but there does come a point in alcoholism, where they have to literally be medically, weaned off. They can't cold turkey it. Like people say, oh, just stop doing it. Say no to this. Say no to that. I'm like, good Lord, if things were that easy, right?
Right, let me just lower the dosage a little bit, and then you start
Yeah.
using less. It's like, so have you ever been to like a carnival and you win the fish, and you bring the fish home in the bag?
Yeah.
You know how
that
when
shit's
you
impossible.
put the fish in the tank, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't just dump it in because it's a new environment. It's going to kill the fish. You have to leave it in the bag so it can adapt to the environment, and then go in, right?
Yes.
That's what your liver is trying to do.
Yeah. Yes. I'm sorry. I'm laughing because I feel convicted because I bought 3 baby sharks. And I didn't acclimate them to the water.
Oh.
I thought I didn't need to, and they died one by one within 24 hours, and I was so hurt and so pissed.
Well, to be fair, I only knew that with goldfish. I didn't know you had to do that with like sharks. Like.
So I was just, because usually when I just get other fish, I know you're supposed to weigh them in, but my aquatic science teacher told me, she's all like, you could still like not do it and they still might live. So I was just like, oh, okay, which way's the most laziest? So I was like, okay, I'll just throw them
Which way's the laziest? Dump.
Yeah, just dump them in there, and that worked for me for years until 2 years ago. Yep, I had a special bond with them damn sharks, Andrew. Those are my babies. And now I feel like they're hell-bent on revenge.
Probably.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah. But go you for Lexapro. I do know Lexapro is definitely a popular one, and it is an amazing one.
It's great. I actually feel like myself. The only problem is the side effect of weight gain. So I'm like, should I try another one? Like.
Right. Yeah, it's cool to, research that. If that's something that you do want to, if that's an area that you do want to, change on when it comes to the medication. Like my medication, I'm on Zoloft.
Oh yeah, I've heard that one's good too.
Yeah, Zoloft and Cymbalta. Now the thing about Zoloft is, over a long period of time, it'll get weight gain. It will give you weight gain, which is something that I also wanted and needed.
Yeah.
However, that's not everyone's story. But I do know, like Cymbalta, they're both great. Cymbalta, I would say, if I had to choose, and this is just me, if I had to choose, I'd choose Cymbalta for me. If I had only an option, you can only pick 2 medications. You can only pick one out of the 2 medications. I would choose Cymbalta. But yeah, I feel like myself. Obviously, not every day is perfect, but like it's a lot fucking better than like not being on my meds.
Mm-hmm.
And also, but like Cymbalta, it doesn't do the whole weight gain thing, so like it's like you can stay on it and it will not. And Cymbalta is amazing in my opinion. It's amazing. So Zoloft, it's great. It's amazing. It really is. I guess it also kind of depends on like what you want, because it can also do like medicines can do physical things for an individual as well. So like for for example, like stimulant, like Vyvanse, if someone is wanting to lose weight and they're also have ADHD and they're also struggling to focus, it'd be perfect for them.
Vyvanse.
Vyvanse, right. I was like, folks, Vyvanse, Vyvanse. I mean, I
Don't focus, you forget to eat.
Yeah, right? It's just like, yeah, but I'm like, folks, yes, Vyvanse, because Adderall, it comes quickly, it does its benefits, you feel great, but the crash, I would say it's a little bit worse, or maybe just about the same as an energy drink crash.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you can take that, cool, go talk to your doctor about Adderall. But if not, Vyvanse. Vyvanse is the way to go. Love that. Oh my god. Okay. Well, just for tradition, before we end the episode, I do want to say, they're making another Monsters Inc., right?
Are they really? I didn't know that.
They're not. I just was.
Dang it!
I know.
I got so excited.
I wanted to just keep that for tradition.
I get so excited. I'm like, ugh.
They need to. I would love to see a sequel. I would love to see a sequel this time, not a prequel.
Okay.
It's still great.
Have you watched Monsters at Work?
No.
It's
Wait, is that on Disney Plus?
It's on Disney Plus. It's a series.
Oh yeah. I saw
And it picks up right after Monsters Inc. ends, where they change it to so. Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen Monsters Inc.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Right.
Okay. It's no longer a scare factory; it's like a laughing factory. So they run on laughter instead of on screens. So that's where it picks up, is there, and it's all the new workers. So like one of them's a new scarer, and then it just transitioned over, and it's kind of screwed because he's scary. He's not funny.
Right. There's something that I want to ask, but I don't want it to spoil it because I completely forgot that show was on there, and now I have to go watch it right after this.
It's amazing. It's one of my favorite shows on Disney Plus.
Yes, and there's a lot of good things on Disney Plus. So
all the Star Wars stuff, The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
All the Marvel movies.
Listen, don't get me started on Marvel. Don't get me started on Loki. Don't get me started. Loki season 2? You kidding me? Have you seen the trailer?
No, I'm still working through all the movies. Like I started late. I was never really into Marvel, but I started late. I'm watching them in chronological order. So like I think it was Captain America first, and then I'm somewhere in. I think I'm on Loki, like the movie. No.
No. A show. He doesn't have a movie.
I'm only like 6 movies in. It can't be Loki.
He's in Thor.
Thor. I think I'm on Thor 2. The second Thor movie.
The worst. Yeah, that's the worst. Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Yeah, that one's rough.
I miss you, dude. What? Dude, I miss you, man. Honestly, you're just such a breath of fresh air, my dude.
It has been so long.
I can miss you, dude. I just remember, on our first episode, dude, we just...
Immediate vibes.
Yeah. Have you ever been around... have you ever, been around someone, in class, and you're, you can just tell that y'all are gonna, get along?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm choking right now on...
Sorry, I did earlier, so you're good.
But yeah, I just kind of felt that I was just I just feel like we get along. Look at us.
It's a very inviting vibe. That's what it is.
Yeah, as it should be. Okay, well, my dude, great to have you on. Is there any last minute words that you want to say for people? If not, just say a good old goodbye.
I got nothing. Thank you for having me. I hope everyone enjoys this episode. It was great to be back.
All-star.
Yes.
Motherfucking all-star.
Shout out season 4.
Yes. And folks, I know you're happy to have Andrew back because y'all also requested him. But I guess my last words would be, Gen Zs, let us stay inappropriate. Let us stay. Folks, y'all have to watch this podcast on YouTube also. Don't just listen to it. Andrew's too hilarious for y'all to just listen to it this time. We gotta see what's all going on.
Last time I was doing a lot of hand motions, and now it's on video. I'm like, oh, this is great, perfect, because I talk with my hands.
Yes, we're loving that. Alrighty, folks. Well, I will see y'all next time for whatever the hell episode that will be, because I don't fucking know. I'm honestly just recording episodes, and we'll figure out episode scheduling and all that. I had a brain fart. Anyways, fuck it. Bye, folks. I love y'all. Thanks for the support.
Bye, guys.